G'day everybody, how are you going today? It is so very good to see you. I do hope that you are super well. Well, today I want to talk to you very quickly about the fact that Nikon has just dropped its latest quarterly financial results. And guess what? As they had stated in their previous financial results, they were going to be in profit in this financial year, and they are absolutely in profit for this first quarter of this financial year. Not calendar year, don't get confused by those things. Now, funnily enough, I was just putting out this video here, which was all about supply chains. Go check it out because it's directly related to this video. They just happen to go hand in hand, as sometimes the zeitgeist of the universe brings these concepts and these things together at the same time. So check this video out over here. But it's all about supply chain and the fact that supply chain is impacting everybody in the world. Not only is it chip shortages, but COVID is affecting lots of companies' abilities to do what they normally do. Whatever that is, whether it's manufacturing plastic or glass or raw materials, it doesn't matter. Everything's being affected. And when you have a just-in-time supply line, which is what I talk about here, which is how all the major super large companies work, and even a business like mine, I'm thinking about how do I keep my supply chain as short as possible, and how do I not tie up assets and so on in things that I don't just want sitting on the shelf. It's something that all businesses need to think about, because if you have books like I have here sitting on the shelf, well, that I've spent money to produce those, and that's sitting there as long as they sit there. So there's this fine line between creating economies of scale, which ultra massive businesses can do, and a fine line between that massive economies of scale actually costing more because the money ends up sitting on the shelf. Anyway, watch this video about it here, directly related to the fact that Nikon are now in profit. So what I want to do is just very quickly dive into the figures on the computer over here. We'll go through them, but the bottom line is Nikon said they'd be in profit. They're going to be in profit. Profits are a little bit larger than they expected. I've had a bit of a deep dive into the numbers, and basically I think what Nikon are doing here is being super conservative with their projections through the rest of the year, in order to ensure if they project too high and then fall short of those projections, that's not a good look. But if they're very conservative and they exceed those expectations, then of course that's a good look. So they are in profit, to repeat, absolutely. And all those doomsayers that have been going on and on for the last couple of years, oh, I could say so much here, but I won't. We always knew that, as I've said many times before, it can take a supertanker up to 5 kilometres, 3 miles. They decide to stop, turn things around, change directions, make a new plan, head in a new direction. It takes time. And multi-million, even multi-billion yen companies, it takes time to stop the ship, turn it around, decide on a new course of action, and implement. And that's exactly what's happening here. And just because Nikon saw, what was it, 3, 4, 5 quarters, not years, just quarters, of not being in profit, in the scheme of massive companies, it's not a big deal. Anyway, let's go and have a look at these profits. It's really good news for Nikon users, and really, it's really good news for this. This is why I put this t-shirt on today, because Canacone is a group of 3 amazing manufacturers. All of them have been around for a long time. Obviously, Sony is newer to the consumer level stills camera part of the world. Obviously, super famous for making Betacam, SPs and Handycams and PlayStation, so much stuff. These are 3 enormous companies. All 3 of them we want to see survive. Not just survive, but we want to see them thrive. And I would love to see the tribalism that has existed since Sony came into this market. It came in shouldering its way into the big 2 other guys, Canon and Nikon. And then this tribalism began almost a decade ago. Well, look, the world is in trouble. The camera industry has shrunk massively in that 10 years. And the bottom line is, really, we need to work together, and these companies need to work together, and we need to work together as human beings, not just to ensure what we love, which is photography, taking photographs, and this industry. We need to make sure that it is still around, because I tell you, I really want to continue to use all of these tools. A Nikon tool, a Sony tool, and a Canon tool. I want to be able to use all of these tools in the future. Let's not worry too much about the tribalism. All gear's good. We know that by the end of this year, I said it in a previous video, all the camera manufacturers are going to be giving us cameras that just blow our minds. If not already, we really have absolutely outstanding products. But these cameras are going to blow our minds. They do blow our minds. There's nothing to worry about here anymore. You just choose the one that fits your hand best. That's all that really matters. Because the rest of the stuff is going to be similar or similar enough. Fits your hand, fits your wallet, whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to buy second hand. That's awesome. Maybe you want to go micro 4/3 or everything APS-C because you prefer the size and the weight advantages there. Totally awesome. And by the way, this does not exclude everybody else, whether you're Hasselblad, your Leica, your Panasonic, your Fuji, your Olympus, Phase 1. It's not excluding them. There's not really a word that you can make out of all of those before it becomes supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I didn't want to do that t-shirt. You can do that t-shirt. Let's have a little bit of a look at the figures, but it's good news for Canacone, it's good news for me, and it's really good news for you. We want Nikon to be there doing things Nikon style, which everybody keeps inspiring everybody else, don't they? Competition is good. Let's not, with our tribalism, smash Nikon back to the Stone Age. Let's not do that. I don't see the point. I tell you what, if you're one of those people, you would actually be sad if Nikon was gone. You would. Let's look at the figures.
These are the financial results for the first quarter of the year ending March 31st, 2022. So we are only just completing the first quarter of this year, which is April, May, June. They've had July to put this data together, and here we are on August 5th when this has been tabled. Now let's just start to have a look at what we have here in this quarter. Summary for the first quarter of the year ending March 31st, 2022. There was revenue of 132 billion yen and an operating profit, so here we are, here's the profit right here, of almost 20 billion yen. So that's a good read, have a look at that. Now let's go through to the next page. Here are the highlights, and I do urge you to download this document if you're interested in this stuff and have a look at the entire thing, because we're just going to have a quick look at some of the headlines here. What we can see here is a year ago, if we look at the 2021 first quarter, there was an operating loss of 20 billion yen. Now, of course, we were in the middle of COVID. COVID was going absolutely strong this time last year, but Nikon have basically doubled their revenue, which is impressive. From 65 odd billion yen to 132 billion yen. 20 billion loss to basically a 20 billion profit. Impressive. Fabulous. We can see here the breakdown of each segment and where they lie, what they add and what they subtract. And what we're most interested in is imaging products right here. This one at the top. The revenue was 50 billion and it made a profit of 9 billion. So it is in profit. That's so exciting. And what's quite interesting here, again, this is the part that we're most interested in. Obviously, we want Nikon to be in profit, and we're most interested in the cameras. Again, if you want to look through all the other stuff yourself, you're more than welcome. First quarter of the year ending March 31st, 2022, imaging product business. And we can see here this profit of 9.2 billion yen. That is $83 million of profit. So that's pretty good just in the camera division. You can all see this number up here, 83 million US dollars of profit. Great. What we can also see here is the fact that we have almost double. We've gone from 140,000 interchangeable lens cameras sold to 220,000. You can see here this is thousands sold. So again, it was a very bad quarter last year, but it's good to see that it's almost doubled, and we can see that lenses have almost doubled, and we can see that compacts, which we were a little bit worried might fall off a cliff because people aren't buying them as much, but they've actually sold more. Fabulous. Feel free to go through and look at everything else here. As I said, you can, for example, here's the precision equipment business. in profit. Here's the healthcare business in profit. Here is the components business in profit. And there's only one part that's not in profit, which is their metrology and others. That's the only sector that didn't make a profit. Otherwise, all the other pillars did. So just go to this page here on Nikon's own website. There's the URL. I'll have that in the notes below. And the document that we were just looking at there was this one. Fabulous.
There's the figures. And for someone who's always believed in Nikon, who's been in business for 30 years, who understands you have your good years and your bad years. Indeed, I've only been in business 1/3 of the time that Nikon's been in business, but I've still had a couple of bad years myself in those 30 years, and I know that doesn't have anything to do with disappearing. Not only do you have assets and cash in the bank and credit lines, all these different things to keep you alive, but there's momentum and there's stock, and you come back into profit, or you cut costs. You do things to make sure that the next year works out better. And that's exactly what Nikon have done. They have restructured, they've changed their product mix, they're moving with the times, they're embracing mirrorless absolutely, and they're creating outstanding glass. And this little curveball here, which I just think, good on Nikon. Absolutely fantastic news. We should all rejoice. Kanekoni lives on strong. And that's something that we should all celebrate. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this, the fact that Nikon is back in profit, and how does that reverberate and resonate for you. Fantastic to see you. If this is your first time here, I would love to see you again, so please do subscribe. Just click it on and subscribe. It'd be so good. Please like and please share. Absolutely amazing for the video. There is over 350 videos that you can watch right now. If you look down there, jump on our website, grab yourself a print. I'll see you so soon. Look after yourselves, all right? I've got a great video coming where I took the ZFC out vlogging.
I want to read you this text. Someone says, everyone I know, young and old, all want to get vaccinated. No one will say no to a free payment, but I truly do not think the issue is people not booking in. It's the availability of...
We didn't do enough deals with enough pharmacy companies to get enough vaccines early enough.
Anthony,
and shot absolutely everything on it. And yeah, I'm happy with those results. And I use this little handle here. Oh, and by the way, we're back in lockdown, so I can't get out for at least another week now. But another video that I'm going to be working on is popping the 28 2.8 on a full frame camera. Someone said, Matt, how come you haven't done that yet? And it's a damn good point. Too busy thinking about the ZFC and not thinking about that beautiful 28mm. That is coming soon. Getting out of lockdown soon. Again, I can't believe we were in lockdown. We had like 6 days out of lockdown and now we're back. Can you believe it? Bye.